I leave for one day and the internet falls apart. Irrelevant news. Kim Kardashian wore a very interesting outfit when she arrived at her hotel for New York Fashion Week. Would you look at that? Kim borrowed something from Kanye's closet. Anyway, folks, the VMAs were yesterday, and this is what happened in one of Lil Nas X's interviews.
I'm happy. I look good. I look a little good.
Listen, I'm not going to say I'm hating on the fit, but let's move on, okay? Now, in 2019...
You see, folks, she's not going to say she's hating on the fit, even though she's hating on the fit. She's not supposed to express that hate for the fit because he's way better dressed than her. And somebody whose fit was also on point for the duration of the VMAs is Doja Cat, who wore whatever the hell this is, a chair on her head, and whatever kind of shoes these are. I love the fit, but pretty sure I've seen those shoes in one of my nightmares. And speaking of nightmare, Conor McGregor was in attendance at the VMAs, and he did what he knows best. Apparently, Conor threw a drink at MGK because MGK refused to take a picture with Conor, which means that Conor keeps stacking those L's. And in other L-stacking news, people have been having a pretty visceral reaction to Awkwafina being cast in The Little Mermaid.
Been seeing too much Awkwafina praise lately, and it's disturbing my spirit.
Well, who would have known? All Awkwafina had to do was to star in a Marvel movie for the world to fall apart.
Shocked to learn Awkwafina won't be voicing Sebastian in her native Jamaican accent.
Oh, yeah. Remember those days?
Follow the queen, live your dream, but don't sleep. Don't sleep, because she might disappear. Saw that? It's lit, right?
See, folks, Awkwafina's an expert at it. She would totally nail it.
Y'all worried about the date, but I'm trying to figure out how to get Awkwafina out of Hollywood.
The odds of that happening are the exact same odds of Ashton Kutcher actually taking a shower, which is why so many people were encouraging Ashton to take a shower at a recent Iowa State game.
I'm working on a new charity project right now. It's called Outside Wine. And the whole idea is... at the end of the day, like...
This is great, folks. You know, it's great to see Ashton starting so many different charities, and I predict that in the future, he will also start a charity for people to help him take a shower. As soon as these celebrities started sharing their showering and grooming habits, it became absolutely predictable that they were going to just get roasted every time they were out in the public. Anyway, folks, Taylor Holder is still crying about losing to Gibbs.
Of course Gibbs still has my name in his mouth because I made him the most relevant he's ever been in his career. Run me a contract and my money, or shut the fuck up because you are wasting my time.
This is actually a terrific strategy, folks. Taylor did not get paid by Austin McBroom, so this could be one way for him to get around and actually get paid for getting knocked out.
You lost and didn't get paid.
Whoa, geez, way to rub salt on the wound, Gib. Oh. Man, that hurt. Anyway, folks, one of the most recent TikTok trends is a devious lick trend where people are literally going to their schools and stealing all types of objects, including soap dispensers and paper towel dispensers. And one school had enough of this trend.
Because of the antics of a few, unfortunately, we have had to close the purple bathroom for the boys. That means that the blue bathroom and the green bathroom for boys are open for the rest of the day. However, because of the antics of a few, we don't have soap.
Just give it to the end of the day, then they won't even have a bathroom to have soap in. But in all seriousness, folks, I always fail to understand just how the hell social media is capable of attracting the most idiotic and thoughtless and impulsive people in the history of humanity. Because why the hell would you record yourself committing a crime and then posting it on a public social media page, which is easily trackable? It's almost like people like that want to go to jail. Anyway, folks, Logan Paul got destroyed on a late night show recently.
Between Logan Paul and Donald Trump, boxing is once again the top source of income for the very worst people in the whole world.
The only thing that would have made that joke better is if Jimmy had actually mentioned Jake Paul instead of Logan, because I'm pretty sure that Jake is making way more money than Logan on boxing, and he's also much worse. And that doesn't even account for the fact that he's BFFs with Donald Trump. Anyway, folks, we have arrived at the section of the video where the circus begins, because Trisha Paytas, wow, a lot has been happening recently.
Just la, shh, living my life.
So this was posted just a couple of days ago, right before the world went to hell after Moses' ex-girlfriend responded to Trisha and Moses' statements about the allegations that his ex-girlfriend had made. And guess what? Keemstar posted the response of Moses' ex-girlfriend on his Twitter, and Trisha said this.
This is literally such old news. We talked about the first episode of Frenemies. People need to really move on. Before we ever even talk to each other, this girl is obsessed with me, and it's really scary. Moses isn't innocent either, but we've obviously worked past it. And the awful stuff I did to him, why are people still so pressed? pissed. Damn. Why are people saying you lied about R-word and SA? I addressed it on my live. It makes me absolutely sick to talk about. I do not entertain hate mobs that know nothing about the situations involved.
And thus it began, folks. A tweet storm coming out of Trisha Paytas' account where they addressed all the allegations against Moses, as well as allegations that some are bringing against Trisha that they allegedly lied about their essay. Trisha also indirectly accused Ethan Klein of directing a hate mob at them, implying that the hate mob was started at the H3 subreddit. And then this happened.
I'm shaking. I am fucking shaking.
I mean, if somebody is shaking, folks, as they are recording a video, they always have the option to shut off the video and get away from their phone. It's not really necessary for everyone on the internet to see them just have a mental collapse.
I've been acting like everything's okay, but there are just so much wrong going on right now. They're doing, not only they're nothing to stop, but they have no sympathy, no remorse. This is not random people. This is people they know. They're just begging.
You know, outside of the fact that I'm having a hard time understanding just what the hell they're saying right now, it is glaringly obvious that they should not be recording this video right now. It's not really necessary to communicate this to the public. I mean, I do feel like everybody who watched this and is currently watching this could have lived their entire lives without knowing that this happened. I mean, there's a reason why you can solve things behind the closed doors in private so that you don't have to expose things that really don't add anything to the conversation unless there's a different objective. And you can come to your own conclusions as far as what that objective is. Now, don't get me wrong, Trisha should have the ability to express themselves and their thoughts and how they're feeling about this whole situation. However, putting a video out that says emotionally charged as this never helps the conversation at all. In fact, if it were a video where Trisha shared their thoughts well collected and just spoke about the situation in a calm manner, as we've seen Trisha do before, it would have a greater effect than just what the hell we're witnessing right now.
I'm fucking having an actual breakdown.
And where are the people around you who supposedly love you to comfort you and help you through this emotional breakdown? And why the hell are they allowing you to just post this willy-nilly on social media if you know and they know that it's not going to help at all?
How people are accusing me of lying. They don't believe Moses. They believe all victims except for fucking Trisha. No, I'm a fucking liar. I'm demanded to make a statement.
That is, in fact, incorrect, folks. If you look at Ethan's tweet, Ethan did, in fact, say that he wanted Trisha to do a statement. However, he also says that he does not believe that Trisha is lying.
I want to emphasize that I do not believe Trisha would lie about something like this, so I want to give her the opportunity to clarify.
The proof is in the pudding, but I don't know. Maybe Trisha didn't read the fucking statement. How the fuck am I supposed to know?
I can't breathe.
Then why the fuck are you filming a video if you can't fucking breathe? Take a second, breathe, compose yourself. I don't think there's a single person alive who is literally watching this shit and thinking, oh wow, this is so entertaining. This is such a wonderful way to spend Sunday afternoon, watching Trisha Paytas literally cry and yell on the internet.
Please, I said I would give back every penny I made on Frenemies, and I mean it. I will write a check.
I think Ethan and Hila are pretty good on the money. Maybe if you really want to give money away, donate it. I mean, what people really want at this point, folks, is not money, though. They want Trisha to address these allegations that they allegedly lied about their essay in school. And the fact that Trisha hasn't been addressing these very big questions about this specific essay that they described in great detail on Frenemies and in a few other instances as well, has been raising a lot of questions about literally every single statement that Trisha has ever made.
I was fucking and everyone is reminding me of that person's name and telling me to apologize. Oh my God.
I think that while there are a lot of people who believe Trisha and believe Trisha's story, there are definitely a lot of questions that have been raised over the last few days about just how truthful that story may be, especially when you look into the background of the person that Trisha named in one of the Frenemies episodes that is now privated. I think at this point, crying on the internet has proven to not gain Trisha any sympathy points, as far as I can tell. So maybe the next step is to just directly address this situation, and deflecting blame to a few bad apples on the H3 subreddit isn't going to make up for the fact that an accusation was made, a person was named to 4-something million people, and now there's some serious questions as to whether that person who was named was actually responsible. Anyway, folks, Karen Starr, who's seen here in a rare moment where he's not eating out of a toilet, decided to throw in his 2 cents.
Ethan and Trisha's entire relationship from the beginning till present day has been him using a mental ill person for clout and money. Only those that have watched since the very beginning can see it.
I absolutely love hearing this dumb fuck run his mouth because he was literally doing the exact same thing just a couple of weeks ago. But guess what, folks? It's okay because it's Keemstar doing it because he's a dumb fuck and he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. By the way, Keemstar doesn't get to talk about jack shit until he fucking apologizes for falsely accusing me of being a fucking P-word. How about that, you fucking asshole?
I can't stop laughing.
And you know why, folks? Because he's a fucking miserable fuck and misery loves fucking company. This guy has nothing going on in his fucking life. All you have to do is watch Aiden Ross's stream to see how much of a fucking loser this fucking asshole is. So remember, folks, that laughter that Keemstar talks about so much is to cover up his tears of fucking misery. Anyway, folks, Trisha ended up later sharing a whole text exchange between themselves and Ethan and Ela Klein. And honestly, I'm gonna blur these out because I don't think this is anybody's fucking business. I think it's fucking sad when Trisha keeps sharing these private conversations between themselves and their future family, and then when shit hits the fan, they just run and try to victimize themselves and play the empathy card, and then things don't go their way, and then the cycle just repeats itself. And by the way, this whole cycle has been going on for literally months. I don't know how much more rinse and repeat this family can take because this is literally reaching new levels of insanity. You don't just fight everything out with your family in the court of public opinion because nothing gets resolved in the court of public opinion. If anything, this is only creating more division in their family to the point where they may not even coexist in the future together. I mean, can you imagine this kind of rift? I mean, can you imagine if Trisha and Moses ever have kids? If it'll be a possibility that they'll play with Ethan and Ela's kids? I mean, how sad is that going to fucking be? Now, I understand on Trisha's side that Ethan shared that clip this past week where they have that sound effect of The Rock saying, "Shut up, bitch!" And that really upset Trisha at the time. And clearly, they're all still very upset about everything, and everything keeps compounding. But folks, there's one thing, if you ever want this to end, one person has to really, truly give in and just fucking stop. Not respond anymore and just stop. Because as my mom says, I'm going to use a Brazilian quote right now, folks, and you can take this to the bank. If one person doesn't want to, two people aren't going to fight. Now, I'm not saying that's going to resolve the problem, but at least that's a first step. Anyway, folks, Ethan Klein later announced on Twitter that the H3 podcast would be taking a break, and he also asked people to not direct harassment at any of the people involved in this situation. Now we just wait and grit our teeth, hoping everything ends amicably. Now, palate cleanser.